example NFTs net. Thanks.
Và đây là anh Jack, anh tới từ bên công ty Chainlink, là một trong những cái protocol rất là có tiếng ở trong mạng web 3. Và cuối cùng vị speaker thứ 5 trong buổi chiều ngày hôm nay, em xin phép được đưa micro để anh tự có thể giới thiệu về mình.
Yeah, since I was already introducing myself again, so I'm Thanh Long, and I'm one of the managing partners and at Jungformat. We are one of the marketing agencies in Germany. And since I was talking already about that, I want to tell you something about our latest investment there. So we were going together with one of the retail stores in Germany which are selling clothes. And we were creating an NFT collection for that retail store to increase sales for them. And what we did is we were connecting Web 2 with Web 3. So that means if you are an NFT holder, you will get additional utilities like 20% discount, for example. And we're also able to check that completely the back end, so connecting Salesforce, CRM, SAP completely with this whole Web3 world. And this project is going to be launched in around 3 weeks. And yeah, that's one of our investments there.
Thank you, Mr. Thanh Long. So, anh Thanh Long là hồi nãy có được giới thiệu anh Thanh Đào, thì anh có nói là Đào là tên gia đình của ảnh, còn mọi người hay gọi ảnh là anh Thanh, và ảnh rất là thích được gọi là Thanh Long. Do you know Thanh Long is also like the dragon fruit in Vietnam? Yeah, the blue dragon, not the dragon fruit. Yeah. Ảnh nói là tên Thanh Long của ảnh có nghĩa là con rồng xanh. Và ảnh tới từ công ty, ảnh là regional, ảnh là managing partner của công ty JVM. Và để bắt đầu cái phần panel discussion này thì em xin phép đặt cái câu hỏi đầu tiên. Câu hỏi này em muốn dành cho Vanessa. You're gonna start this first. How are NFTs redefining ownership and value in the artwork? How can NFT benefit artists and collectors? I believe this is a question really for you, because you're really working with the KOLs, with famous people, and also with the community. So, what's your opinion about that, please?
Thanks for the question. I have like 2 big points of how we can use NFTs and the ownership to like really benefit artists. And to define artists, we can talk about like your influencers, your musicians, your actors, and all sorts of different mediums, right? The first point is that with NFTs, you give your fans or your community like a piece of your work or like a piece of your career and journey. So I'll give you an example. So I myself, I'm a content creator on Instagram, and I do different things like music and DJing. And in the past, all the fans can do, or all the followers can do, is just to DM me, like my post and comment. That's it. It's a very one-directional relationship where I'm just giving content and they are just engaging on Instagram, right? And it doesn't matter whether they follow me from 2015 or just yesterday. I can't tell the difference about how OG they are even. So by issuing NFTs, which I did on Soko platform earlier this year, I'm giving a piece of like my work to my fans or followers to own. And what that means is that they can get access and benefits to whatever I do. For example, my NFT holders get to attend like DJ gigs that I perform in. And all these kind of money can't buy experience really means a lot to people, where you can't just like buy tickets to a concert and get to like just enjoy music like anybody else, but you basically get access like nobody else just because you're like a super fan in that sense. So I think this is a piece of like ownership of your work or access to the content creator or artist is really invaluable to people. And the second part is, I think something that we talked about in the previous panel is about monetization, right? How can artists use NFTs as a form of like crowdfunding or fundraising? So one of the projects that I'm working on at Soko is together with an entertainment company in Asia called MM2 Entertainment. They're basically one of the largest entertainment companies that comes out with Asian films. So how do we use NFTs to enable budding filmmakers fresh off school, don't have funding to produce short films to showcase their work? How can they issue NFTs to like people in the film community who are very bullish on their work, right? To buy the NFTs, support their work, fund their short films, and if these filmmakers become the next Spielberg, for example, the value of the NFTs increase, and all these early supporters, they get benefits out of it as well. So of course, for these early creators, they get an additional head start without relying on your large corporation or entertainment companies to support their work, but they can enable their communities to support them, and they get to benefit if they make the right bets on the right creators. So I think these are the different tools where like ownership and NFTs really enable the creators' work beyond relying on conventional entertainment agencies in the past.
Okay, thank you so much. And how about you, Muna? What do you think about this? As the position of channel license. So let me repeat the question for you again. How are NFT redefining ownership and value in the artwork? And how can NFT benefit artists and collectors? You can talk about your own experience and also the position of channel license over that. It's okay, yeah.
Okay, thanks. So in this space, I think I hear from Mami, I hear from Vanessa, who has been in this space as a KOL, and also looking at how game developers look at these things. There is an avenue for them to expand their business, not business, the fan club in that sense. So the outreach is better, and I think it's also a very good platform for emerging artists as well as musicians. So just recently I saw that Spotify has also opened up this NFT space just barely less than 6 months ago. YouTube, I think they are also looking at it. So one of those things that I was looking at it and I was thinking, if it's in YouTube and in the Web2 space, is there a protection for the musicians? Anyone can actually download it, or even if the YouTube, the platform providers do not like your content, they can just take it down. So there is there's no protection in that sense for the artists or the musicians. However, in Web3, it's a community where you can actually reach out to your fans directly, and you can actually give them a token of something. I also personally feel that in this space there's also, I want to talk about Coldplay because I'm a big fan of Coldplay. So Coldplay was going to have this concert in Kaohsiung in Taiwan, and within 3 minutes the tickets were sold out. Now tickets are also vulnerable for fraud because they can resell in a market. We already know there are always people trying to sell in Carousel 10 times the price of the original price that they buy. But if there is an immersion kind of experience that Coldplay can actually reach out to their fans, that will be, that could technically eliminate that part of things. And also blockchain is inherently transparent. So what Chainalysis does is to be able to help to in the government sort of business, if there's any fraud or scams, because already, in scams area, fiat money is already one area that the law enforcement is, having a lot of investigations going around. Chainalysis will build that kind of confidence for the on-chain transactions.
Thank you so much. This is going to be a pure 100% English panel discussion, the last one. So I would like to ask you the same question for Tan Long. Please say something over that.
Yeah, so maybe I add something to Vanessa's slot. So why should creators do NFTs? And Vanessa already mentioned two really very important points. But it's also about getting royalties there. So when you create a smart contract, you can tell the smart contract that for each and every sale, the NFT. So let's make an example. So right now I'm selling my watch to Vanessa, my real watch, and she is the new owner. But the producer of the watch, he doesn't have any gains with that, and that's completely a change in NFTs. So for each and every sale, the smart contract developer, founder, they can get additional money, like 5%. So let me just give an example again of the Gongri, the Bored Ape Club. Within the last 1.5 years, they were having a trading volume of around 1 million Ethereum. That means 1 million Ethereum value was traded from A to B. And the founder, the company called Yuga Labs, they get 5% of that money. So let's think about Ethereum is at $2,500. That means we're talking about $2.5 billion in trading volume in just 1.5 years. That's crazy. And they earn 5% with it. What is again? 125 million. And that's crazy. So me as a creator, I'm very happy to launch my NFT collection, asking for a little bit of money. But as soon as Vanessa is selling my NFT to someone else, I still earn money. And that is why it's very, very important to check that out as a creator of NFTs. And even Adidas is asking for 10% royalties for each and every NFT. And that's really a lot of money.
Thank you for your sharing. I just want to add on a little bit the question out of the guidelines that we've been sharing in the group together in the last few days. Nowadays, because I'm also in this industry for 6-7 years, so now in the last one we were talking about the use case, how to extend the use case of the NFT collections and bring it into more, Web3 products and to bring more integration to the communities and users to the NFT collection, not only like just buying the collection and then waiting for it to come into the high price. So what's your opinion on that, Mark?
Yes, I think that's a good point. And in the past few years, NFT market has like skyrocketed, and then it like shrunk. But then now it's like slowly getting back. And of course, it is also in other countries, but Korea especially is also well known for its contents. So a lot of Korean festivals or concerts or music or exhibits are now integrating NFTs. In fact, like 2 years ago, many of the Korean media companies had no idea what NFT was. So like they all declared they want to do NFT, but they don't know how to do it. But now, every single artist or every single, even not famous amateur or painter or singer or rapper are well known of these NFTs, and now they are blending it to more engage with their fan users. However, as time passes by, it's not only about selling or buying or selling NFT at a better price and making money out of it, but now it's becoming a very essence of fan base. So to NFT holders, like for example, for festivals in Korea, as what like mentioned about the Coldplay like concerts, it's very difficult to get ticket access to these like famous shows or famous festivals. But these NFT holders would have like early access tickets or like limited goods access in a physical format. So like in Korea alone, like NFTs are now not becoming only a digital asset, but it's now being blended as a package with physical assets. And another one is that because of this vague and intriguing area between digital and physical, is also creating an issue in the regulatory perspective. So like because if it's a single NFT access that you sell, maybe then in that case it could be for taxation issues and just selling of a property or an object. But then if you pay a dividend to these NFT holders, then it will be categorized as a securities. So it will be a form of stock or a form of ownership of that specific assets. So like having a digital ledger or structure or these like sandbox related programs are now being under heavy study in Korea. But still, of course, there is not yet a fixed regulatory issue or a fixed consensus, but there are now being a lot of sandbox programs under Korean law. So one example would be this music related project where these NFT holders would have an access to a certain ownership of this music property, would have a dividend under intellectual property, like part of the intellectual property dividend. So like these are becoming some of the use cases, but then in Korea there are now stronger use cases going on for like golf membership or hotel membership, real estate fractional investments, or REITs related investment tools blended with NFT technologies. So technically in Korean market, we are not looking at NFT as just an NFT, but we look at NFT as a form of blockchain technology that could blend in physical and digital assets all together. I think that is a one good start where we could have this like blockchain journey.
Thank you. Thanks so much. That's very interesting, and it also provided me a lot of new information related to the Korean market. So Jack, as your position at Chainlink, I believe that you guys are very early comer to this industry, like already like OG in this industry, and a lot of people know about Chainlink. So in your opinion, what do you think about what just Mark shared? Not only the Korean market, but the integration, the link between the physical and the digital NFTs to the projects. Because I believe that a lot of projects that you've been supporting, you do know their story from the start and then to the end, or they still keep going right now. So please.
Just echoing what everyone just said, I think there are two main problems with the NFTs. One is to access to off-chain data. So a lot of NFTs right now, you can see people will say, hey, it's just a JPEG. So how do we integrate the real-world data into the NFT to make it more dynamic for the user, for the community? For example, we mentioned a lot about social media following, commenting, accessing to concerts. So we actually work with an NBA basketball star called LaMelo Ball. So if at first it's just a simple NFT, but we actually help him import his in-game career data. So whenever he wins like a Rookie of the Year, his NFT changes based on his career performance. So this actually creates a lot of community support, fans support, the collaboration between those two. And then the second part, I think, will be automating the smart contract. So right now, smart contract is not that smart. You actually have to manually execute them, or you have to rely on centralized bot script. So in order to make it more decentralized and automated, I think this is something that other NFT projects should consider.
Thanks so much. It's very good, and I believe that at the Chainlink position, you're gonna see that also a lot of changing and also improvement on the pathway, and a lot of NFT collection companies, or like the physical NFT use case bringing to the user in the very near future. So I want to ask this one for you, Han. So how can NFT, before I ask this, I do know that you are the NFT collector. I look at your Twitter avatar, and it was a very famous NFT collection picture over there. So are you the NFT collector? And how long you've been collecting NFT, and what's your experience with that? Before we start with the next question.
Yeah, I am an NFT collector. That's how I started. As I mentioned earlier onwards, I started off with NBA Top Shot, buying a lot of moments there. Then I continued with the Bored Ape Yacht Club, of course. I was really happy by minting, I think I was number 500 or so in the world. And then I really digged deeper in this whole world of NFTs, getting to know communities, getting to know utilities. So in Europe, one of our biggest learning is that it's not just about value gains by creating NFTs. It's more about creating communities. It's more about brand awareness now. So right now we are in a bear market, right? I mean, everything just dropped, but right now a lot of brands, because we're really working with a lot of brands, they're focusing and they're building. And that's exactly now the time to do that, to build new projects and to build communities. And just maybe one last example, so Porsche. I think most of you know Porsche because Porsche is also available here in Vietnam. And they created their own NFT. And one NFT was like 0.911 Ethereum. At that time, Ethereum was at around 2,100 US dollars, means like one NFT cost like around 2,000. Pretty expensive. They sold 2,300 NFTs. And people, they didn't just buy these NFTs because they want to have a value gain. They did buy these NFTs because they want to be part in that community. This is like an exclusive membership, and this is what NFTs are also mainly about.